Hello fellow coffee botherers, in this video we're going to be talking about this, the Ninja Luxe Cafe 701 Pro. Specifically, I'm going to be going through how it differs from the Ninja Luxe Cafe 601 Premier and whether it's worth the extra money. If you don't know about the 601, so you don't know what to compare it to, see the description for the videos I did on the 601 and then come back here. I bought this, by the way. Ninja didn't send it to me. Will it feature on a future coffeeblog.co.uk giveaway? It might do, you know. Watch this space. Go to coffeeblog.co.uk/giveaway to see the current giveaway. What's new for the 701? The price is new, so let's talk about that first. I'm referring here to the RRP or MSRP, by the way. You will find some deals for the 601, so the actual difference might be bigger while there are no deals yet for the 701. In the US, the 601 is $600 and the 701 is $750, so $150 difference. In Canada, it's 950 Canadian dollars versus 750, so $200 different. In the UK, it's £550 and £700, so £150 different. And in Germany, it's 550 euros versus 750 euros, so €200 difference. So the difference is going to be about 150 to 200 of whatever your currency is. What's changed? In America, there's a much bigger difference due to the fact that the 601 Premier doesn't have a hot water button. The 601 doesn't have a single shot basket in the US and Canada either, but I don't think that's a big deal or as big a deal as a lack of hot water. The 701 has a hot water button, there somewhere, and a dedicated hot water spout and a single shot basket. Right there. The rest of the changes are different on the 601 in Europe too. Tamp lever. This is the big difference, but is it much of an upgrade? Yes, absolutely. This makes the 701 1,000 times more convenient than the 601. End of story. The dosing ring and the tamper on the 601 are okay, but once you've used this and you realise just how much faster and how much more convenient it is to do this, you know what, I'll just do it.
Just gonna go and do it.
Oh no! Water everywhere! To do this. Than it is to do this. And like figure out which way around it has to go. And then do this.
Don't break it.
And do this and then put them back. So yeah, much more convenient. I can't imagine anyone choosing the 601 over the 701 personally, based on the tamp lever. There's no satisfying feeling when the tamp is done, as there is with the Sage or Breville Touch Impress and Barista Express Impress, so just be aware that you don't have to force it, just push it until you see the portafilter move slightly. So like, just like that. You don't have to go, ugh! It's like, you can't feel that the tamp is done, you know, it's like, is it done? But it is, literally, yeah, it's literally that, that's it, that's all you need to do. Oops.
What makes it satisfying on the Sage machine, do you think?
It
like
actually...
feedback click.
It's done. It's like there's a specific stopping point. You get that little twist. Yeah. But it's fine. Once you've done it a couple of times, it's absolutely fine. Is that stopped?
So there's no resistance change, like
yeah, you could just carry on. You could, if you wanted to, you could probably snap it off. You could probably like push it all the way down, but you don't need to. You literally just do that. But it works great, and it's so much more convenient not having to fumble around for the dosing ring and the tamper. There's less mess too. Just before I continue, I can hear you saying, Kev, this video and all the other videos you've done on the Ninja Luxe is so helpful. How can I help support the channel to make sure that you'll still be around making these videos if I need a little video like this in the future, or a big video? Well, that's very kind of you, and it's very simple and free. If you look just down here, if you see subscribe, just give it a click to make it change to say subscribed. Just that little gesture really helps to support the channel. Clicking the like button and leaving comments also helps. Ta! If you wanted to support the channel even more, we now have memberships available. For just $1.99 a month, you'll be an official coffee botherer, which means you'll have early access to videos and members-only content and community, members shout-outs and more. If you've recently become a member, stay till the end so you can revel in the fame. XL milk jug. It's massive. Fit that one in there.
I'm struggling really hard not to make a joke.
Big jug! The new milk jug holds 350 ml compared to 230 ml on the 601, so it does mean you can steam enough milk for 2 bigger cappuccinos or lattes if you're making 2 at a time. Extra stiff foam. There's an additional foam setting on the 701 for extra stiff milk foam. It does create slightly bigger foam, but it's not massively different in my experience. Barista lights. A cool little touch. A little light illuminates your coffee when brewing, and there's another one that puts your milk in the spotlight. Chunkier steam wand. Look at that. It's chunky. The wand on the 701 is almost twice the girth of the 601 wand, and it's a bit cooler to the touch after steaming. Ristretto and Lungo. The 701 has Ristretto and Lungo on the menu. These are just brew ratios. The Ristretto option is a range of 3 shorter ratios than espresso, and the Lungo is a range of 3 longer ratios, but it does give you more choice over ratios, as I'll explain shortly. Rectangular buttons. These 4 buttons are rectangular instead of circular, which makes a huge difference. Other differences? I did a lot, and I mean a lot, of testing of these two machines side by side to see if I could spot any other differences. The one thing I need to point out is that my 601 is one of the earlier versions, and they do seem to have been a bit hit and miss, especially when it comes to consistency of the brew ratios and the barista assistants. If your machine has any issues, by the way, just contact Ninja. I know lots of people just muddled on with their machines, as I did, but anyone who contacts them usually ends up with a replacement. Dose weight consistency. Both machines are just as consistent when it comes to dose weight, usually 2 to 3 points of a gram within 18 grams of a double shot for a double shot. Ratio consistency. The strength button selects the ratio, so for a double espresso, strength setting 3 should deliver about 36 grams of espresso, as a dose is about 18 grams. The 601 I have is wildly inconsistent. It's not really usable. I have to use brew scales and stop the shot manually. This 701 that I've bought is much more consistent with the ratio. I usually get about 1 to 2.3, so it's slightly over, about 42 grams of espresso from an 18 gram dose, but it's close enough and it's pretty consistent. The Ristretto option gives you shorter ratio options though, so if you want closer to 1 to 2, choose Ristretto, strength setting 2, and on this one I'm getting a 1 to 2 most of the time. Barista assistance. The 701 feels slightly more consistent when it comes to the barista assistance. It does jump about sometimes, but it doesn't seem to change its mind about what grind size it wants as much as the 601 does. By the way, keep in mind that the barista assistance is just guidance. I'd recommend using it to get you close, and then after that just go by taste. If the last shot tasted fine and it tells you to change the grind size, ignore it. Milk steaming. Manual steaming is brilliant, as with the 601. Auto steaming seems just as good where texture is concerned, but one quirk I've noticed with the 701 is the auto milk temperature is a bit all over the place. Steaming on the medium temperature setting is giving me a wide range of temperatures from 48 degrees Celsius or 118 Fahrenheit to 64 Celsius or 147 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm actually going to contact Ninja about this so I can report on what their after-sales service is like, because I suspect this is a fault with this unit. If you steam milk automatically and it's not hot enough though, put it on the hot milk setting, pull out the wand, press and hold the steam button and just keep heating it manually until you're happy with the temperature. So it's finished steaming on auto and you think that's not warm enough. You can just turn it to the hot milk setting and then press and hold the button. And just carry on steaming. Espresso and coffee quality. I've not noticed any difference in taste between the two. I think they're identical, but judging by these two specific units, I get consistently better shots with the 701 because the ratio is more consistent. I do hear from quite a lot of people who are struggling with the Ninja Luxe due to using the wrong coffee beans, by the way. Just keep in mind that this is a standard basket machine, so it's made for freshly roasted coffee beans, but also it'll work best with medium dark to dark roast beans, and you might find it difficult to get great espresso from higher grown single origins, even if they don't seem all that light a roast. Speaking of coffee beans, this will be a good time to hear from our sponsor. The sponsor this week was supposed to be a guy who's written a book on foraging for herbs, but he couldn't find the time. I can't think of any more. Rosemary! So this week's sponsor is me. My coffee beans from the Coffee Works are freshly roasted, and we just so happen to have an entire category dedicated to the Ninja Luxe Cafe at cworks.co.uk/NL. If you're not sure what to start with, try my favourite, chocolate brownie blend. Yours might be calibrated differently to mine, but on this one, I've found grind size 9 is best for the 701 with chocolate brownie blend. If you want to try it, use a discount code YT25 at cworks.co.uk for 25% off your first order. Back to the 701 now I've put my jugs away. Drip tray filling speed. I wondered if, with the feedback on how fast the drip tray fills, they might have addressed this on the 701. But the 701 actually seems to put just slightly more water into the drip tray, not less, but only after steaming milk. The drip trays on both don't fill up all that much from pulling shots, by the way. It's the internal purge and the one purge after steaming that really pumps the most water into the drip tray. And for my testing, the 701 just pumps slightly more water into the drip tray after steaming. Just under half of the purge comes via the wand though, so you can put a cup or something under the wand to slow down the speed the drip tray fills up. Is the 701 worth it versus the 601? It's up to you to decide. I've explained all the differences, so hopefully you can determine whether the 701 is worth a difference to you. Would I buy the 701 over the 601? When it comes to versus the 601 EU model, 100% yes, just for the tamp lever. It's so much more convenient to use, and I think most of the people who are buying this will want that level of convenience. All the other stuff I think are nice little touches. I like the barista lights, I like the chunkier, slightly cooler touch wand. Having a bigger milk jug seems like a good idea. Stiffer milk foam will please people who like old school cappuccino. I wouldn't pay £150 more just for these, but I'd pay that for the increased convenience the tamp lever provides, and I'll take these as cherries on the top. When it comes to the US model though, given the 601 doesn't have hot water, I'd 1000% buy the 701 over the 601 to have both hot water and the tamp lever and the other cherries on the top. Should you upgrade from the 601 to the 701? If you've bought the 601 already, I'd be annoyed, as I'm sure you are, if you bought it without knowing that we're going to launch this a while later. If you're used to using the dosing ring and the tamper, and if you have the US model, you've got used to not having hot water, then personally I wouldn't bother upgrading. If you did upgrade, I think you'd probably find the tamp lever way more convenient than having to add and remove the dosing ring, and you might enjoy the other little upgrades. But if you're already used to using the dosing ring and the tamper, I think it's difficult to justify the upgrade. I just wanted to have a little pause then. So there you go, the Ninja Luxe Pro 701. I much prefer it to the 601. I'd pay the extra £150 or $200 just for the tamp lever versus the dosing ring and tamper, and I can't understand why Ninja didn't launch it at the same time as the 601 so people knew they had a choice. Anyway, you now do have a choice. If you've got the 701, by the way, let me know in the comments. What do you think of it, and did I miss anything?
Coffee, caramel.
No coffee in it.
Slurp.
Who drinks coffee? Why would you drink coffee?
What?
I think it should be quite a strange one.
For some reason, it's making me think of like a takeaway Chinese. I don't know.
Oh, I can't wait for this then. No.
Could you guess at what it's made of?
No.
There's one main ingredient.
So there's a herb in it. No?
Not a herb.
The
A
herb.
spice? Is it a spice?
No. Mm-mm. I am never going to guess. That's so weird.
Edamame.
It sounds a little bit like that. Avocado. Avocado latte.
Avocado.
It's blended avocado.
Okay.
You wouldn't guess that, though, would you?
What?
There's the scale. I'm -3.
You're not allowed. You can't do that.
We're 0.
0. Yeah.
I thought we were friends.
I think it's all right. Thank you very much for watching, and a special thank you to all the new channel members. If you want to join in the fun, click the join button, which is down here somewhere, just below my right flipper. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to support the channel by clicking the subscribe button to make it change to subscribed. Also, liking and commenting help too. And another way to subscribe is to click on my face. Tatty Bye.